underway. Ganon may or may not be required. Start room swap is on. HP of enemies and bosses are going to be normal. Do see the sprite shuffle, so anything could be anything. Caves are shuffled. Overworld is mirrored. We're shuffling the dungeon items. The hearts are part of the shuffle as well. We are randomizing the boss groups. Everything in the shops, of course, are randomized. The red bubble curse, if you get hit, we're going to invert your controls, and that's what we're dealing with tonight, Narastra.
And everyone's favorite mirrored overworld is already into act, and as you can see, we have a bunch of swords everywhere. Hard to tell what is.
And we have a white sword pickup, but that's not really the white sword because you see it as the B button. What could it possibly be?
I do believe that's the letter. They did say show it to my sister, so I think we had a letter sign.
Good point there. And of course, we have the letter, which is 10 rupees, not hearts. I wonder if that is supposed to be a heart, though, just considering the price. The white sword here on Crystal Saver's side, that's 250. That's definitely our blue ring.
Yeah. Now, one thing that'll help us here is if we can find some Lionels or some Gurias, we can get some item information. What they're throwing will be the sprite. So it looks like the arrows are going to be potion bottles.
Ooh, the good call there. All right, so we are going to check, and we find the two-sided book as our Armos item. What could that possibly be?
That looks like a heart container, as Thurwolf's heart container did go up on that one. So our double books are going to be heart containers here, it looks like tonight.
Good call. So our Armo statue item is indeed a heart container, so we can mark that on the board. Now we're at the white sword screen with blue levers that do 1 heart of damage. Jay Cobra's able to get through and find our first cash. Hello! This is not an April Fool. Is this an April Fool's Day joke, Narastra? 134 rupees when I'm doing comms? It's got to be an April Fool's Day joke.
It feels like one. But, I mean, we'll have to see how useful those rupees are here in a minute.
Right, exactly. So, that is big money here. And Thurwolf, well, if you're going to find a door repair penalty, find it when you have low money or no money at all. Anywhere between 15 and 25 rupees is what we're paying for. And we are dealing with the second quest for sure, because that's normally where level 2 is I am tongue-tied here on this April Fool's Day. Instead, we have Recorder Lake number 2.
And that also can fall into the mixed quests, so we still have to figure out what we've got going on. But these are hints for us, and there's our Take Any Cave, and Thurwolf is going to take a...
That's the candle.
A candle, there we go.
And we have a letter on the coast. What could that possibly be? 40 for that orb on the right that looks like a fireball. I wonder if that's our bomb price, or maybe it's the minimum bait price. Hard to find out. I guess if we find something similar to that on the ground, is Saver also opting to pick up the candle. So both Thurwolf and Saver can burn bushes now, and who knows where those levels might be. Thurwolf, well, finds, hey, he went to head and up and aid there. He didn't have to, but he decided to take a different route because he had no money to his name. Meanwhile, bogey checking, looks like the level 5 spot, but that's just a gambling shop. No money, no plan.
And seeing that letter on the coast does give us some information. It eliminates a couple of items that it can be. You'll see the ladder, the raft, and I want to say there's one more item. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Will show up as double. They'll show up as double items. So we know it's. So we obviously know it's not the raft.
Right. And Thurwolf, hey, our medium secret, one below the maximum, 39. I have to be dreaming things. Somebody's playing an April Fool's Day joke on me. This can't possibly be the money for the seed.
I mean, at least they're getting something nice out of this, because everything else is a little bit brutal.
You know what I think that letter that's on the coast is? That might either be... I'm thinking that potentially could be a red ring, because we saw the blue ring also be a letter.
It's possible. It could also be any other number of items.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We've got all sorts of fun going on, and there's an arrow in the...
Wonder if that... Well, that's either a white sword item, and we needed 6 hearts to pick it up, or that's the magical sword. And that does look like bombs. That does look like bombs, and the key is a key. Key is actually a key.
Yeah, the key will always be a key. But as far as the bombs, I believe the letters are bomb. So I'm not sure what Jake Cooper's picked up. I'm not sure what that is.
Maybe that's the. It cost 40 rupees.
So
I wonder if that's the
bait.
If it's the, it could be because the cheap bait sells for 60 rupees. There's a plus or minus 20 variants, and we just saw another one for 88. It's got to be the bait.
Yeah.
Has to be. That's minimum price, by the way.
I mean, good deal if you're when you're trying to figure out what you're doing.
And
yeah.
that, by the way, that letter is not a heart container like I thought it was. Those are the bombs, and that's half price. That's pretty good too.
Yeah, and so with the Holy Grail on, we do. I want to say we have, but they're not lying hints, but they're not truth hints.
Deceptive hints,
Deceptive,
so they may or may not be true. Yes, so they may or may not be true.
But the level 9 entrance will always tell you the truth. So we are looking for Holy Grail here. Our runners are most likely looking for 9. You know, the goal here is find 9, find out what you need.
Yep, and the other kicker is Ganon may or may not be required to beat this seed.
So you'll see our runners. Some of them will dive 9 if they find it and poke around, and then others will be looking for, you know, signs of at least Ganon before they dip out to look for Bow and Silver.
Jay Coper went ahead in the bonus cave, picked up another heart container, so now he's guaranteed the white sword item, whatever it is, if he can find it. Thurwolf, meanwhile, picks up a large secret, and that is going to come very close to topping out his wallet. He's now got 232 rupees. Bogey, meanwhile, goes ahead and picks up the bait, and you never know, there might be a bait block somewhere here, and Jay Coper can't pick it up. We now know that's the magical sword. So if we find more arrows, that's going to be a wood sword. And Thurwolf just made a purchase. I can't tell what that is, though.
Yeah, and really we haven't found much in the way of dungeons either, but here's some hints. Surprised we don't see Thurwolf potentially save and retry on those hints just to kind of at least get some knowledge. It may not be correct knowledge, but it's something.
Looks like Bogey is currently carrying a potion, as indicated by the sword in the potion slot. So right now Bogey can refill his health twice, and it could come in handy if we do see those red bubbles in the dungeon.
Yeah, at this point, we just got to figure out what dungeons we were dealing with. Are we dealing with first quest, second quest, random? We still don't know.
Yeah. Door repair penalty rolled the minimum 15 rupees. Merchant has a heart container by the lake, so we now know. Or wait, that's still deceptive. It may not be a heart container as our white sword item. It may be, but it may not be.
Oh, Thurwolf has found a dungeon for it.
Ooh, and what is our ticket to get to 9? One who does not have the raft. We need to find the raft to gain access to level 9. And ladies and gentlemen, less than 9 minutes in, we can say it, Saber's a 9. But Thurwolf picks up the first Triforce of the game. However, the levels, we have question marks behind him. So he's picked up a Triforce. Which one? No idea. One on the bottom right. What would that indicate?
Well, it depends on if we're dealing with first or second quest.
There you go. We still haven't figured that out yet. So we have to find a map to figure out whether or not we're dealing with shapes, first quest, or second quest. Only then we can determine what level they are in. So Bogey finds the Take Any Roads that we see in the southwestern region, which would be southeastern if we were playing regular. And one takes you to, Death Mountain. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and while the Triforce isn't necessarily important here, we know just the raft alone will get us into 9. Knowing what dungeons you have lets you kind of determine how you attack this seed. knowing where the items are. You've got the 3 items in 1 and 8, and the rest having 2 kind of gives you a choice. So we find the compass.
Yep, that sword is indeed the compass, but because we're ladder blocked, we can't do anything else in this dungeon, so Saver's going to have to leave and come back later. Possible level 4 maybe on Thorwolf's side, or it could be Shapes, the way that was shaping up so far. We'll see, though. Jay Coper now in level 9 is now going to discover that we need the raft in order to begin our trek. Small secret is 6 modest rupees, but no matter, this is still what I like to consider a big money seed.
Yeah, money's not going to be a problem for our runners.
Yeah, not a chance. So, now, no bombs, though. Saver maybe hoping to get some bombs from the blue moblins, but unfortunately doesn't have enough firepower to deal the 3 HP of damage. Coper checking vanilla level 6 spot. That's a potion shop, so we're going to need that letter if we want to buy some potions. We have seen it before. Bogey finds another cheap bait shop, and Saver is going to lose half of his money finding one of the door repair penalties. Thorwolf, meanwhile, going to burn this bush down, find another cheap bait shop. That's definitely a common shop in these parts of Hyrule. Coper checking the Armo spot and finds a new level. But Thorwolf, unfortunately, at the vanilla start location, gets bopped and will have to go back to start. Bogey finds what we know is the magical sword, but he won't be able to pick it up until you have anywhere between 10 and 14 hearts. Saber getting some much-needed bombs. Let's see if he decides to top it off. Yes, he will. Still has 129 rupees, then the maximum 8 bombs. With that, he's going to save his game, so if the bomb spots turn out to be busts, he could conceivably retry and get those 8 bombs back.
Check out for finding himself a boss dance party in this little dungeon here, so he's going to get out.
Meanwhile, Saber finds another large secret. That is going to maximize his wallet to the 255 rupees. Now, Thorwolf's with some hints. Gleok lurks with the magic key, so level 4 may or may not have the magic key. Manhandla threatens with the wand, so the wand may or may not be in level 3. And for 31, Garia grumbles with the power bracelet, which means the power bracelet may or may not be in level 7. Remember, we are dealing with deceptive hints, folks.
Oh. That's challenging at this point, because now you've got some potential information. Any key would be very helpful as our runners combine to have a total of 3 keys. Do you go look for a dungeon and hope that you find that any key? Or do you take those with a grain of salt?
Certainly, indeed, as Crystal Saver finds the Take Any Roads. Thorwolf, meanwhile, finds a small secret. He's got 154 rupees. Jacob are doing some more exploration. We find that he's back in that same dungeon. Bogey going to check, well, I think he wanted to check something else, but unfortunately the levers had something to say about that. Thorwolf going to check the vanilla level 1 location, trying to get there without getting hit. He's only got a heart and a half, gets through and finds that that's just a door repair penalty. Find a new ice blue dungeon on Saber's side.
Yeah, Saber's already found Uncle Wizzy in here and not having a good time. So we'll see how long he stays in this blue little night.
Yeah, see, unlike April Fool's Day, Uncle Wizzy likes to play practical jokes on these runners 365 and a quarter days a year.
And no days off for Uncle Wizzy.
No, not at all. Find some of the pancakes, the likes. Now, again, the HP is not shuffled, so they are still going to be a hefty 9 HP. Thorwolf goes back to the vanilla start, finds a bonus cave, will pick up the heart container, so now he's guaranteed that white sword iron, which, if the hint is accurate, is going to be another heart container.
Yeah. Saber's making pretty good work of this dungeon here, getting around all the little traps and stuff, but at this point he's going to make the decision to bail. The options are use bombs to fight Uncle Wizzy or do something else.
By the way, we just found our bait block on Jay Coper's side, as Thurwolf now knows that that wooden arrow wannabe is actually our magical sword. Getting another medium secret up to 163. Bogey also now discovers that that wood arrow is our magical sword. We find it.
Bogey's found that level, that blue level here. He'll be introduced to Uncle Wizzy's party as Jay Coper's got himself a Gleeok.
Yeah, two-headed Gleeok, and when you don't have a solid weapon, that kind of looks like maybe that's level 5, potentially, first quest. If not, it looks like it could be Shapes.
Yeah, it's got that level 5 feeling all over.
Or it could be level 8 as well. That might be the Lion's Head. Again, that's if these are vanilla dungeon layouts. Of course, we still could be talking about Shapes. Found a map, we'd have a much better indication, but so far, 16 and a half minutes in, no such luck for these runners or us commentators.
Yeah, and we haven't seen anything that really gives it away, which would be second quest enemies. Your Stalfos throwing swords, your red and blue bubbles. What else would come out?
We did see ropes. Were they flashing? I want to say they weren't flashing. That really looks like that could be level 8 where Bogey is. It just has that feel. Let's say we're going to burn down Candle Row here, and that's a bust. So, yeah, it's definitely mixed. But I think it's leaning towards first quest mixed as opposed to second quest mixed. And actually, yes, it is first quest mixed. You know why? If you saw on Thurwolf's side, Nerestra, you saw the level 3 dungeon instead of the candle shop looking cave. That's how you know
right.
It is first quest mixed.
I missed that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So now in the southeastern corner, which will be the southwest, it's just another casino. Thurwolf not going to gamble his 148 rupees away. Saver down to his last half a heart, burning this bush down and finding some more money and another small secret up to 91 rupees. Thurwolf going to burn the bush where the 100 normally would be in first quest, but nothing.
So here we are, just a little under 20 minutes into this, and we don't have a lot of information on it.
We sure don't. By the way, yep, and if you still weren't convinced this was first quest mixed, that's another large secret for Jay Coper. There are 3 of them in first quest mixed. There'd only be 1 in second quest mixed. So we can definitely confirm, if you weren't a believer now, it's definitely first quest mixed. Jay Coper going to head for the shop here, and yeah, that's definitely our common shop. He's going to top out his bombs here. Thurwolf finds the hint about the heart container on the coastal area, but of course that may or may not be true.
Thurwolf's also going to run into level 9 here and discover his raft problem.
Jay Coper buying another key. He's already up to 2 keys. Now Bogey's going to see, we had seen these hints previously on Thurwolf's side, so no additional help. Saver goes ahead and picks up the heart container, so now he's guaranteed that white sword item, which again, if they are telling the truth, is a heart container. Jay Coper going to bomb this area, find yet another one of those shops. I've seen that about 50 times already.
Is that the only shop in this game?
Right? Feels like it. It feels like it. I think we have more than one rare shop tonight. Either that or the joke's on us. Now, we haven't seen this. We've seen this shop one other time. That's our expensive bait shop. And it looks like the heart is a heart at its vanilla price at 10.
Yeah, I think the heart and the key keep their same sprites for the sprite shuffle, just for everyone's sanity. I think that's kind of an appropriate thing. We got a question. What's so April Foolish about the seed? So far, everything. This has not been a kind seed.
As you can see from the Triforce that Bogey's picked up, Sprite Shuffle is on. We're dealing with a first quest mixed overworld. Everything is shuffled. The hearts are part of the shuffle. And we're dealing with a mirrored overworld. As we find our wood sword, J. Cobra, the first of our 4 featured runners, 20 minutes in. 20 minutes plus is how long it took to find a sword. Can you believe that?
With these runners, the skill of these runners, no, they're all very capable swordless runners. So they're not hurting for a sword. Now, would they like a sword? Yes.
And of course, it's in one of the more trickier spots that you can think of. As J. Cobra picks up the potion here at 6 hearts, it's a good move because given J. Cobra's caliber of play, there's no chance he's going to go for the magical sword. I mean, if he finds a plethora of hearts, maybe he'll double back later at that point. But I think it's a solid move. He'll be able to refill his health twice. J. Cobra finds another large secret that'll maximize his wallet. Throw off the second of our featured runners to find the wood sword. 21 and a half minutes in. Bogey, unfortunately, taking a death in the dungeon he's currently on, so back to start he goes. We have found the one Triforce, and that is it. And again, we still aren't sure if it's first quest, second quest, or shapes, but this just doesn't have this... What?
We do know it's either dungeon 4 or 5, though.
Right. This definitely doesn't have the second quest feel, so I think we can cross that off our list. Now watch us be completely wrong, but Saver, not far behind Thorwolf and J. Cobra, also finds his wood sword. I do believe this is going to be a heart container. Yep, 7 hearts now for J. Cobra, so a heart container found. Meanwhile, we find a wooden boomerang, but is it really the wooden boomerang? We're going to find out. It is not the wooden boomerang. It is...
I believe that was in the book slot.
Yeah, that's the book. And considering that it's one of the items in the shuffle, that is not a boomstick, so that is not a sight that Bogey wanted to see, unfortunately. So... We take one meme item and convert it to another meme item. So if it is an April Fool's Day enough, ooh, and there's your leave your heart or 5 keys. I think not. So J. Cobra's gonna up that.
Yeah. And that does that. This dungeon's looking very first quest 5. Like, yeah.
I'd say we're 95% sure this is looking like first quest for sure. Yeah. We find a manhandler. Again, HP is not shuffled, so there's no super manhandlers. That would be very cruel if they were existing in this race tonight, but that is not the case. But J. Cobra in some trouble here. Does have 2 keys. Trying to get the bomb set in the right location. Bogey, unfortunately, taking a fall in the overworld at the level 1 spot. J. Cobra, unfortunately, whiffing on that one, but gets the spare on that final bomb and forces a bomb drop. Nice job there for J. Cobra.
And on Thorwolf, he had the clip, and then Dig Dogger decided to dance and finished him off before he get down the stairs.
And J. Cobra found the compass, so that thing of a bob that looks like a map folded in half, split apart. As Thorwolf finds the wooden boomerang, which of course is going to be our book. So Thorwolf can't be happy about that. So if we find the wand, that's going to be a hindrance. J. Cobra finds the map. Yeah, that definitely looks like level 5's layout. We're definitely dealing with first quest.
Yeah, so that tells us at least probably we're dealing with first quest 1 through 6. Now we got to find 7, 8, and 9 and figure out what we're dealing with shape-wise. I didn't actually look. There's a trick with 9, and our runners won't go back to it to figuring out if you're dealing with first or second quest.
By the way, there is a hint. Gliok lurks with the white sword. That may or may not be true, but white sword would be nice as J. Cobra Finds a Triforce. Yeah, that is definitely the level 5 layout. That's not level 8. And there is your confirmation. Our first map of the contest. That is definitely level 4's map where Thurwolf is.
Actually, if Jake Hopper's, if the Triforce is where I think it is, then we're dealing with second quest. Or no, we'd be dealing with first quest 7 through 9 as well. It looks like possibly.
Well, I guess we'll find out when we know more information. I don't know. I don't know if we have a Disc 1, Disc 2 shuffle. I mean, it's possible. Who knows? In any event, we welcome everybody from Speed Gaming 6 to the April Fool's Day edition of the Zelda Randomizer Showcase. Jake Coper currently in level 4. Again, if the hint is true, he could find a white sword here. I'm sorry, level 5 Jake Coper's in. Thurwolf's in 4.
We have a book on the ground.
But we know it's not the book because the wooden boomerang is the book.
That would be the recorder that Jake Hopper's discovered.
Ooh, that's a big find there. Yeah, the recorder. Yeah, you look at the position on the bottom left, that book is indeed the recorder. So, hey, that's an easy one. We have the recorder in its natural habitat. Saver, meanwhile, finds a heart container now up to 8 hearts, 2 hearts away from a potential chance at the magical sword. Jake Coper done with level 5, but Thurwolf continuing to explore this level 4. And we have Patra Wayne in a Gliok room. No, thank you, Nerestra.
No, definitely. Just keep Patra. I don't want him, but yeah, it is looking like we are going to be first quest all the way through the rest of this seed. What we can tell from the Triforce line.
Yep, nothing wrong with that as Thurwolf continue to explore level 4 here.
I do believe we have a Simpsons recorder tonight on the Name Your Tune.
Oh, nice! That's a great tune. Absolutely. If anybody's going to play jokes, it's going to be Bart Simpson or Astra.
Very fitting for tonight.
Absolutely. All right. Of course, level 4 has the staircase item, and then there's one item on the ground. Again, the hearts are part of the shuffle, and Thurwolf trying to take down these 2-hit wall masters and gets a bomb drop out of it. Thurwolf wants no part of that Gliok. 22 hits is what you need.
That's 22 more than I'm willing to take. Oh,
well,
and ladder.
Yeah, so Thurwolf, unfortunately, was going to retry, wants to get his resources back, and didn't really find anything of use there in that level 4. But, again, we're still looking for the raft as Bogey gets a medium secret there for 39 rupees. Jake Hope are going to buy some more bombs. Thurwolf in that ice blue stage we've seen earlier a few times, but no real progress was made as Saver's going to lose 15 rupees. Bogey going to refill at the Fairy Fountain now, and Jay Coper going to make another dive here at Death Mountain.
Now, the real difference here is Thurwolf's got a sword. No one else has been in this dungeon with one. They had bombs, but no one really wanted to fight the Wizroads with those bombs.
Yeah, because you're dealing with 4 hits with the wood sword, 10 hits with the blue Wizrobes, and bombs are at a premium, so you need 3 bombs to take down 1 blue Wizrobe as Crystal Saver finds his Triforce, which again I believe was level 4. So he's got a Triforce again. Number of Triforces is not really relevant, except that we need to have the raft to get into level 9 tonight. Saver looks like has 2 Triforce pieces. Jay Coper. Now we're 30 minutes into the race here, and we're starting to see a few things here, but this seed really hasn't opened up. There's not been a runner yet who has found a clear super advantage. I mean, Jay Coper did find the recorder, and for all we know, recorder could be required to get the raft.
Yeah, with Mixed Quest, it does open up our chances here of that quite a bit. It adds, what, 7 new recorder spots?
I think, what is it, up to 10 recorder spots or something like that?
I don't remember off the top of my head. It's been a while since I've counted my Mixed Quest spots. As Jacob is showing us one of the new ones here.
Yep, that's definitely one of the second quest locations, but instead that is going to be the expensive bait shop. Nothing doing.
Timberwolf giving us our first real good look at this blue dungeon here. Finds a heart container in it.
Yep, that's one of the 9 heart containers that are in the shuffle, so that's another one down. That looks like a level 8's map to me. It certainly has that feel. It certainly has that look.
Yeah, it smells like a level 8.
And unfortunately, Bogey not finding anything in the bomb holes, so he's going to just start and try again. Bogey does have the candle. I think most of our runners do have the candle. I think Jay Coper might. I think Jay Coper has the candle as well. I think all 4 of our runners have the candle. Because I think, or does he? Now he's got the candle.
Now.
Yeah. I was thinking wrong. The joke's on me. I thought he had burned some bushes, and no, that was totally incorrect. So yeah, all 4 of our runners. Yeah, Bogey has the blue candle as well, as indicated by the potion. So now all 4 of our featured runners tonight do indeed have the blue candle. And Saver finds something he didn't really want to find.
Saver's in that lovely little Gliok Chevy room down there in the bottom of 4 that he's just not in the mood to deal with.
Well, listen,
or have the resources.
I will say this much. There's at least one liar about the Gliok having something. We've found 3 hints about level 4 items. Now we just found a hint regarding Gliok has the boomerang, Lord Banana, as it were. But
well, and
we
Jay
know
Cooper over here found the level 2 hint. Potentially the bow is with Goma.
Ooh, could be. Saver finds quote-unquote Lord Banana and said the joke's on him. He finds the book. There's our other hint shop. Alchementus awaits with the wand, so the wand may or may not be in level 1.
So we've had 2 hints about the wand, though.
So somebody's lying, or maybe they're both lying.
Yeah.
Now, Jay Coper's going to up an A because he wants to go back to that spot with more money. As you can see, he retried to get his 255 rupees back.
Yeah, and on deceptive hint, on any type of hints, that's the best strategy. Just save, go buy your hints, and refill your money so you just save that.
First quest's level 8 is a bust. Nothing there. We welcome everybody from Speed Gaming to the April Fool's Day race, Zelda Randomizer Showcase here on Speed Gaming 2. LOZ Cards Fan 23 here with Nerestra, and so far this has been a tricky seed. We need the raft to gain access to level 9.
And Jacob, we're doing a nice little clip in this, the second quest 7. I do believe this is level 4, maybe?
Yeah, this was level 4 with that dark black and blue. And here's the potion shop, and that is almost an even ratio. 41 for the blue potion, 81 for the red potion. So very modest discount, but those are still expensive prices.
At this point, you buy the potion just to hold on to it with how much money you've got.
Certainly. You can afford it. This is a big money seed. Unfortunately, Thorwolf taking a death here in this dungeon, so back to start he goes. Saver going to take the any roads. Where will he go? He's going to Death Mountain. Thorwolf taking on this Patra here, but down to 1 heart. Any hit? Oh, he's going to use one of his potions here, so...
It's a good call. Patra's just annoying to fight, and you don't want to restart this level.
Yeah. I mean, at least it's not the Expando Patra, but it's still he's still a pest nonetheless, as Jay Coper quickly finds out. Takes a death to that Patra. Now Bogey finally finding level 9, 35 minutes in. I think he may have already been in there, though.
Yeah, it really hasn't lost any time with that. Not having the knowledge that you need to raft. Really not affecting anyone, especially because we don't know where it...
Yeah, because we don't know where anything is, and we don't know if Ganon's going to be required or not because no one has found the raft yet. For those of you just tuning in, this is a level 9 where Ganon may or may not be forced. How that's determined is whether shutter doors open or not.
Oh, and Thorwolf just found something on the floor. He found the raft!
Ooh, that's huge! So now Thorwolf is eligible to go into level 9. That's a very big pickup right there.
So the raft is on the floor in that level 8. Oh my.
Yeah, so that was the floor item. There were 3 items in level 8. That ended up being the floor item. So Thorwolf is eligible to go into level 9. So Thorwolf is going to be looking for some things. Now, here's the situation with whether or not Ganon's going to be required. If Ganon is required, Zelda is going to be behind a single shutter door room where if he full clears all of the enemies, if the door doesn't open, that's where Zelda is and Ganon will be required. Now, if Ganon is not required, Zelda couldn't be behind anything. A shutter door, a locked door, an open door, a bomb hole, even a staircase.
And the worst thing is she can still be behind Ganon.
Yes, we've seen that before in random percent tournaments in the past. Speaking of which, we do have a random percent tournament that just kicked off. So, nice little segue there. But here's Thorwolf. 37 minutes and 15 seconds in, the first to enter level 9. Let's see what happens.
Well, and there's a few other things we're missing.
Oh yeah, silver arrows.
We don't have the ladder. We don't have... well, Jay Coper has the recorder, but... you know, if we run into some things in here, we could have some problem.
Yeah, it's anybody's game at this point. It's not over until that dot done is registered. Again, we don't know what the situation is. Now, this room that Thorwolf is in, if that shutter door does not open, then Ganon's required. But it does open, so all bets are still off. There's a Gleeok. Oh, a Gleeok in level 9. You hate to see that, folks.
Really, actually, Thorwolf's okay with that at this point. It's not a Dig Dogger, and it's not a Goma.
There's the room going dark, so if you thought it was Shapes, that's not the case, because if it was Shapes, only one room goes dark, and that's Ganon's room. We already have established this is first quest. Jay Coper trying to take down this Patra. It looks like he got the Master Eye down, so this should be an easy fight. However, one hit... Ooh, that was a close call there, but Jay Coper should have the rest of this fight down pat. Bogey picks up another heart container, and Jay Coper picked up something that looked like bombs. That's definitely not bombs. I have no idea what it is, though. He's going to pause the screen. We find that it's on the upper left. That is a boomerang. I believe that's the wooden boomerang, just based by its color.
Yeah, that appears to be the wooden boomerang.
So that hint was accurate. Yep, so that one old man that said Gleeok has the boomerang, he was telling the truth. Another thing that could set back Thorwolf here in this level 9 is keys. He's only got one key. If level 9 is one of those levels that has a lot of locked doors, it finds a set of bombs there, then it could be a short trek, but there is a lucky key, as Bogey finally, 39 minutes in, finds his wood sword.
That's a rough time at this point.
Yeah, considering the situation, considering where Thorwolf is, yeah, it can't be a pleasant feeling for Bogey as Saber finds another heart container. He's one heart away from a potential shot at the magical sword. Still haven't found... There it is! Zelda found up Thorwolf's side. This one is over. Get your GGs out for Thorwolf. Ganon not required.
No, and that is a time of 39:50.
Holy smokes. That is an amazing level 9 there that Thorwolf just put up, and a lucky one at that too. So Zelda just right there for the taking. Ganon wasn't required, and Thorwolf is your winner of the 4 featured runners. Is he the overall winner too?
Yes, he is.
Wow. Just amazing stuff there. I mean, Thorwolf was the runner-up in a Zelda Randomizer tournament a couple of years ago. More than capable of holding his own. And yeah, no surprise that he did as well as he did. And for those of you who were wondering what the recorder tune was, we were absolutely right. It is indeed The Simpsons.
Yeah, and with that, we'll see if we can get Thorwolf in here in just a second. We've got a second place off-stream finisher, Shaddy, with a time of 41:06. So there's our second place over.
So not far behind Thorwolf there. And with that, we do have our winner, the overall winner, I might add. Thorwolf here in the commentator's booth with us. GG, congratulations. First one to find the raft and the first one to find the princess. Great job.
Thanks. Better to be lucky than good, I suppose.
Oh, absolutely, indeed. So, rough going for everybody early on. You know, we weren't figuring out any puzzle pieces. I mean, we all found level 9. We all knew we needed to have the raft, but just finding things, that was just a tough assignment. So that brown book, that's our magical shield, I do believe. Yes.
Yeah, I felt bad about the sword location. Like, you could just screen scroll there from the road, but yeah.
Yeah, and that unfortunately ended up being a problem for Bogey Smalls. Didn't find it until shortly before you crossed the finish line.
Yeah, that's a rough one. No one wants to go there.
So, yep, the raft ended up being in level 8. We were dealing with a full-blown first quest dungeon layout, first quest mixed overworlds, so money was not an issue.
I'm glad I went back to that one candle roast spot I didn't check just because I got that white sword hint that may or may not be by a lake. So I'm like, that's one of my few lake spots left. I'll check it. And hey, a level.
Yep, and it turned out to be the level you needed. Yeah, we haven't found the white sword location. It could be a hard container, but of course with deceptive hints, hard to say at this point.
I think based off the hints, every item is in level 4.
Yeah, there were 3 hints
yes.
at least, yes. And there was one truthful one. There was a boomerang in level 4. That was a truthful hint. Jay Coper ended up finding it.
Yeah, so we do have a question for you there, Wolf.
Sure.
So, what makes you pick up a Triforce in this type of flags, in these Holy Grail, where you know you need an item, you don't necessarily need a Triforce? What instinctively makes you grab?
So it was the first room, and I wanted to identify the level. So that was it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's definitely a great reason. Now, here's a level we haven't seen yet. This green-colored dungeon that Jay Coper's in right now. Here's an enemy we haven't seen all night. Dark Nuts.
Kind of okay with that. The Wizards were pretty nice tonight, and we didn't fight Dark Nuts. I'm totally okay with it.
There are dark nuts in this sea?
Apparently.
Jay Coper just found him. Yep, he's the first one. We hadn't seen any Dark Nuts until Jay Coper just found him. Oh boy, Danger Noodles of the blue kind. 2 hearts of damage you're going to lose, and they're moving fast. Even Pegasus boots won't be enough to save you here, but Jay Coper's going to try. Oh, he found the safety zone there. Very nice clip.
Yet another enemy we're all glad we hadn't had to see tonight.
Thorwolf, really good run, of course, but Bogey and Saver. Bogey in, I don't know what level he's in right now, but Saver just trying to find something here. It looks like he's heading for another bomb shop. Yeah, that was a good thing about bombs. Big money, you were able to buy bombs because they were just a dime a 4-pack.
Yeah, I had no complaints about the prices for anything in this seed, really.
Not at all. We think, now we're not 100% sure here, we think that the ladder on the coast is the red ring, considering that the blue ring is a letter, the red ring is a letter, but you know, there could be other things as well.
It does appear Jay Cooper is in level 8. We'll see if he has the same luck Fairwolf did and just finds that raft there after dealing with all these wizards.
Yeah, I think we found 2 out of the 3 items here in the level 8 here. Crystal Saver now in level 4.
So yeah, it's back in 4.
It already has the Triforce out of here, but he's looking for the other item, which could be the white sword. Now, we did find the boomerang. That was the floor item, but I don't think we found the staircase item yet.
It's probably below that angry Gleeok.
Oh, yeah. Seen a lot of Gleeoks here, but with lack of weaponry, no wand, no white sword, no mags. Tough fight, especially in some of the rooms we've seen him in tonight.
One of my big questions for you, Thirwolf, is you go into a 9 like this, where you don't know if Ganon's required, you don't really know kind of what to expect. Does that change your searching? Like, normally you're looking for the closed shutter door, the roar. Going into this type of 9, does that change how you route your 9? Or are you more likely to follow the same tricks in?
I was more limited by keys. I didn't want to spend any keys, so I'm like, whatever open path doesn't require spending a key, I'm going that way. And it was fairly linear in that regard. And I didn't want to kill that Gleeok. Yeah.
Jacober finds a heart container, one of the 3 items in level 8. Unfortunately, Patra Wayne is going to send Crystal Saver back to the start of this level 4. Bogey, meanwhile, getting a heart container, so he's up to 8 hearts now.
And you said you didn't want to fight that Gleeok, but were you happy to see it and not something like a Goman?
I mean, he had 2 heads, so if I got dead-ended, I would fight him before spending a key. But
Bogey getting the strike on Manhandle, a perfectly set bomb to force a bomb drop. Nice shot there. We've seen that hit about 6 times. Gleeok lurks with the white sword. We don't know if that's true or not, but we know at least one of the hints is false regarding what Gleeok might be having.
well, I got the staircase item in level 4.
What was it?
It's a book.
Oh, yeah,
that's right. Yes,
that's
it was.
right. So there's 2 false hints in level.
They're both.
Yep, they're both lies.
Yeah, everything's in level 4.
Right, that's right. Yes, we did find the book, and yep, it was level 4. So, yep, white sword is not in level 4. So, that's a tough.
So to be fair, the white sword in level 4 is a map, so it's not completely lying, but it's completely lying.
Right, it's deceptive hints for a reason.
Well, I'm gonna bounce. Good luck to the rest of the runners. Y'all have a good night.
Absolutely.
You too, Thirwolf. Thank you, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Please make sure you give Thirwolf a follow. Tremendous Zelda Randomizer runner, one of the best in the business, and he certainly proved it tonight there, Nerestra.
Oh, definitely.
Of course, these are 4 of the best players that we are seeing right now. Of course, you have Jay Coper, who's the king of the Knightlies, Crystal Saver, who has won many tournaments, and Bogey Smalls, who's definitely an up-and-coming runner in his own right. I know he's not been around as long as the other 3, but he definitely showed some skills in the last tournament that he was in.
Oh, definitely, and he's quite the vanilla runner too.
Oh, absolutely he is.
Honing in on that sub 30 mark if he hasn't already hit it.
Saber buying some more bombs. Jay Coper finding old news because he's already got the boomerang out of level 4.
So that's the only hint that hasn't been lying so far that we can confirm.
Yes.
Yes, the boomerang is in 4. Thank you. Saber's now back in level 8, has a little bit of exploration done. We'll see if he is able to dig the raft out of here as well.
It's amazing how many items weren't required. Ladder was not required. Recorder wasn't required. A power bracelet wasn't required. Bow and arrow wasn't required. I mean, you could almost say, other than maybe having a sword would come in handy, this is almost a minimalist seed.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of needed the sword. That was about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and of course the raft, because you needed the raft. That was the holy grail item.
Well,
other
that's
than
right.
that,
Yeah.
but other than that, you really didn't need anything to beat this seed. So, I mean, if you really had the perfect route, you could have been done with this in 15 minutes. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, if you knew where the raft was, and where 9 was. Yeah, this is very quick.
Jay Coper finds the Triforce in level 8, wants no part of it. Saver also in level 8 right now. Bogey and Death Mountain. That's where level 9 would be in second quest. He's able to find the bomb hole here, and that's where some more money is. It's another medium secret.
So, Lost, you want to give us a rundown of what our flags are again? Just a quick hitter on what madness these runners have suffered through tonight.
Oh, absolutely. So the flag set we're dealing with tonight is a random overworld, which in this case happens to be first quest mix. Random dungeons, it happens to be first quest dungeons. Deceptive hints. Level 9, we needed the Holy Grail item to be the raft. Need the raft. Ganon, not required to beat the sea. The start room is shuffled. The HP of the enemies and the bosses are vanilla. Sprite shuffle, as you can see, anything can be anything.
And speaking of that, Saber has just picked that raft up and is out of level 8.
Yep, so he'll be eligible to go into level 9. Little does he know, all he has to do is find the correct path, and he will be done with the seed. Other things, we have cave shuffles, mirrored overworld. Shuffling the dungeon items, that's right, all those heart containers, they are part of the shuffle. Everything in shops is shuffled up as well. Prices as well, as we've seen big money for the medium and the large secrets. Randomizing boss groups, extra bosses. You saw Gliok in level 9, and we're not going to deal with red bubbles tonight because they would have inverted controls had we seen them.
And having played some of those random percent tournament flags, I can tell you that inverted controller is horrible.
Yeah, the curse that you hope to have is if you're doing swordless and they take away your sword, then red bubbles do nothing. But we don't make it that easy when we do swordless. Usually in swordless, if it's a red bubble curse, we're going to reduce your speed.
Oh, that's just not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair, but that is the nature of Zelda Randomizer here. Is Crystal Saver, 52 minutes in, is now back into level 9. Could be the second of our 4 featured runners to finish tonight.
And Jay Coper has his raft as well now, so we'll have a...
Ooh, we have a dogfight then.
Interesting
That's
little
nice.
finish. Yeah, interesting little race here.
Meanwhile, Bogey with 2 Triforces again still needs to get back to level 8 in order to find the raft. Saver has a lot of keys, 6 keys, that's plenty. Jay Coper going into the shop, might be thinking about, so that was the truth. It was a heart container. And it was raft blocked. So no wonder why we couldn't get to it. We needed the raft to get the white sword item. So yep, that was a truthful hint.
Yeah, an interesting thing here. Deerwolf came in with, 2 or 3 keys into 9. Saber's got 6.
Saver, knowing his combat ability and his pause strats, is going to take on the Gliok, and he made that look easy.
Yeah, but the underlying question is with these 6 keys, Deerwolf wasn't going to go through any locked doors. Is Saber going to have that same compulsion?
And that's the thing that can happen sometimes in level 9. It's one of the reasons why we call it the Great Equalizer. Sometimes more is less. Now, what we mean by that is sometimes level 9 is one of those level 9s where if you don't spend keys, you're trying to save it, sometimes it routes you the right way to where you need to be to find either, Ganon, the Silver Arrows, Zelda, etc. Sometimes when you have a lot of keys, you tend to go through all the locked doors you can, and it leads you the wrong way.
Jay Coper's making his way into level 9 right now.
Yeah, so we definitely have a battle for second in terms of our featured runners, but look at this. Bogey not out of it yet. Now he's in level 8. However, Jay Coper, he's got a little bit of a problem here. He's got no more keys. Now, I don't know if there are any other keys needed as Bogey finds another heart container, so he's now up to 9 hearts. All 3 of the remaining runners here have 9 heart containers.
Now, Jay Coper has another problem too, Laws.
No bombs either. Yeah.
No bomb. Well, Saber's down to his last, but if you've got 1 bomb, you've got bombs.
correct. And you can, build that 10 count to force a bomb, or if you know what enemies are in the bomb dropping group, you can maybe get lucky with the global. As you can see, we have the orange Lionels. While they're not in the bomb dropping group, their cousins, the blue Lionels, are in the bomb dropping group. These right here. So Saber, if you were to take them down, might have a shot to get some bombs. However, they do deal 2 hearts of damage, both their bodies and their sword beams. So Saber opting not to play that game. Finds the NSU room, and waiting for him was a beam from that blue Lionel, and Saber wanted no part of that room.
Yeah, I want to say that Zelda's right behind that room, though, so that blue Lionel may be directing him away.
Yeah, could be.
And we can go ahead and share that our third place finisher, Adirondack Rick, with a 56-36. So our runners are kind of coming in here now. The raft is revealing itself.
Absolutely. Crystal Saber finding a staircase, but that's one of the 6 sets of transport staircases. We know there's 2 items here in level 9 as well, but not necessarily going to be silver arrows and red ring. In fact, we're not confirming this, but I believe the red ring is our ladder I'm on the coast.
I would agree with that. And Jacob sees the 2-headed Gleeok and I'm taking the lap.
Yeah, remember, that was the route that Thurwolf took. You want to know part of that Gleeok as well. Bogey, unfortunately, getting Patra Wayne back to start here in level 8. That's a tough one. Hopefully, that doesn't deter Bogey from exiting, because we know the raft is here in 8. But Bogey thinking about it, and he's going to try again.
And Jay Coper is on the right path here. We'll see if those Lionels deter him. He's got a bit more health than Saber did. As we find...
Well, it's a sword.
That's our red ring.
Oh, that's the red ring, yes. All right, so then I have no idea what's the ladder I'm on the coast. Maybe it's the any... No, maybe it is the any key. Maybe it's the power bracelet.
Yeah, it could be any key, power bracelet. Could be the wand.
Yeah, it could be... No, because the wand would have been a bluish color. That's not the wand.
True.
And it's not the red candle either, because we know the potion is a candle, so that wasn't it either. So yeah, that's definitely jewelry for Crystal Saber. So damage down to 1/4 of the base value. That's a huge find. Or rather, Bogey, excuse me. Bogey's got it.
Oh.
Or no, Saber's got it.
Saber's
You're right.
Got it.
I'm all
gonna
confused.
give up a heart container here.
Yeah, it doesn't have enough.
Is on the right path here. We'll see if he decides to continue on.
He is indeed. He's going to go up to this room, and that's your golden ticket. Get your GGs out for Jay Coper. He has rescued the princess and is the second of our 4 featured runners to finish the race.
So that's going to be a 58-13, and following closely behind is Dr. J, PhD, with a 58-55.
So very close in there. So Jay Coper in 4th and Dr. J in 5th?
That is correct.
Alright, so very strong finish for Jay Coper tonight. Now we've got the audio on Crystal Saber's side here. Still looking for the way to... In Saber's case, it would be Link, because he is playing as Princess Zelda.
We'll get Jay Coper up in here for an interview. Hey, Jay Coper. GG.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Yep, very solid run tonight. A 4th place finish. Level 9... wasn't too terribly bad. You didn't have to beat Ganon, but the thing was trying to find that raft, and it was in a very precarious level 8. Bogey's in that level 8 right now, and is having some problems here.
Yeah, it was kind of in an awkward spot in there, I guess, but not too far from the start. This is definitely one that if you were to play it back, it'd be really fast.
Unfortunately for Bogey, he's leaving level 8. Looking like to be too much for him. Did purchase the magical shield, as you can see, which is beneficial.
Yeah, so Saber and you were neck and neck heading into 9. He found the raft just maybe 20 seconds before you did. But that blue Lionel room right before Zelda just detoured him right away because he had no health. He ended up finding the red ring. But yeah, y'all were neck and neck for the longest time at 9.
Now Saver has found the map to level 9. First quest. Yeah, money
That's
wasn't an issue. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. So the most interesting takeaway I think I have from this race is that, there's definitely a lot of metagaming going on here.
Oh,
Excuse me.
definitely.
Because when I saw Thurwolf had finished, that tells me right away, this recorder that I have is probably useless. Like, it's really unlikely that someone got that recorder and then got the raft because of the recorder faster than what I was doing. So, I mean, not that it couldn't be possible, just unlikely. So, yeah, that told me, like, when I was in that one recorder block dungeon, don't spend too much time there, and, like, when I got to the Dig Dogger, there's no point in killing him and looking to the left of him and things like that. So.
Bad luck for Crystal Saver. He thought he was one room away, instead he is blocked by a staircase.
We'll see if we can bomb around here, but yeah, that's an unfortunate spot for.
I think Crystal Saver realizes, you know what? I know the path to Zelda's room. Let's just up an A and take a path we actually know.
Not definitely. But no, I definitely agree with you, Jacob. You come in there, if you see Theorwolf done at 36 minutes, right away it tells you Ganon's not required. It tells you the item's relatively easy to dig out. Yeah, I can definitely see the metagaming discussion there.
Well, Crystal Saver with that red ring should have no trouble getting by the blue Lionels. And ladies and gentlemen, get your GGs out for Crystal Saver. The third of our featured runners to finish has rescued Link. Well done. Meanwhile, Bogey is in level 4, thinks that maybe the magical key or the white sword is here, but unfortunately, it's none of the above. The boomerang is here as well as the book, which he already has, but it does not have the boomerang.
Yeah, it's too bad that hint about the boomerang being in 4 was actually true.
Stand by.
Test.
Saver is now here in the commentator's booth with us. GG, well played tonight.
Testing.
Hey, Saver, GG.
Saver, can you hear us? We can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
We can
Oh.
loud and clear. Yes.
Oh, for some reason, it had to be pushed to talk. Wow, it's been so long. How's it going? And thanks for the GGs.
Yeah, great. Well, so this ended up being one of those seeds where almost nothing was required to beat. I mean, you needed, the raft obviously to get into level 9. Sword obviously was nice to have, but other than that, you didn't really need anything. You just need to find the raft at level 8. Unfortunately, Bogey already checked that room. That's where the book was. He's in level 4. He was in the right room, but unfortunately was getting overpowered just by the enemies and whatnot in level 8, and I think he ran out of some resources as well. But now he's back and forth. He's hoping that there's going to be either the key or the white sword here, but unfortunately both of those are false. But yeah, level 9, it was neck and neck between you and Jay Coper. You arrived almost at the same time, but there was one room that kind of deterred both of you, and that was the blue Lionel room. And you did manage to find the red ring, but you also had a lot of keys. And we were talking about the situations, Crystal Saber, that sometimes more is less. Sometimes the more keys that you have, the further away the game sends you, because when you have fewer keys, you tend to avoid the locked door is that sometimes that swerves you to the correct path, and that might have been one of the factors that might have affected you in this whole time.
It might have been. And Zelda was blocked by a key door, and I don't know how. Well, no, she was blocked by a staircase, perhaps. So
Yeah, one of the ways that you could have gotten into that room was blocked off by a staircase. She was behind an open door.
yeah, I had so many keys. I even bought like 3 or 4 keys in the beginning just because I wanted to rush 9, and
Yeah, there was
that didn't work out.
plenty of cash to go around. I was saying a few times, this has to be an April Fool's Day joke. I'm doing commentary. Usually when I'm doing commentary, the money is not very good. But tonight it was plentiful.
Yeah, today was crazy. I think my biggest downfall is I forgot Heart Shuffle was on.
Yes, it was. Heart Shuffle indeed was on tonight, and that made finding items a little more difficult because, you know, we had Heart as our Armos item. You found the red ring. Our book was in level 4. Jay Cooper did manage to find the breadstick, the recorder, in 5. And I guess he found a power bracelet. I'm showing power bracelet marked. Or is that just that a pretty decoration? You know.
I might have, but there was a second item in 5. I'm not sure what it was.
Heart Container.
Oh, heart container.
No.
That's right.
No, it wasn't a heart container.
Then I have no idea what dungeons I went into.
For the most
5 was
part,
up on.
I went
Yeah.
4, 5, and 8 were the 3 dungeons that we really saw. I don't know that we saw, and whatever that green dungeon you ended up going into, I'm not sure what that was. Check over. The one with the lovely dark nuts that we didn't see much of.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we didn't see enough of the dungeon really to figure it out either. But yeah, it was a very, very nice, compact overworld for what you needed.
Bogey down to his last half a heart here, trying to defeat these wall masters while avoiding the Beamos fireballs. That's easier said than done, but he's doing a good job up to this point. Let's see if he can finish off this room here. Just has one more left. There's the one more. Did get a heart drop. Oh, now gets a fairy drop. That's nice. That's really going to help him out. There is some bombs. Yeah, that was a bomb drop room. That was a very good room, though, there from Bogey.
And everyone's favorite Gleok there in 4 that we've all seen several times.
Yeah, that ladder blocked Gleok. Yeah, Bogey getting out of that room. Now he's going to check it again. Yep, that was indeed the Chevy room. Patra's been getting our runners. Bogey's going to give it a shot here. Only 2.5 hearts, though. And now down to half a heart, because every time you get hit, that's 2 hearts you're going to lose right there. And unfortunately, it's our good old Expando Patra, and Bogey's just going to wait it out. He doesn't want to kill the Master Eye when it's expanding like that. Otherwise, it's going to expand the rest of the time. Now, there's 6 of them gone. Did he get it? I think he did. Yes, he did. So the rest of this fight should be easy as long as he doesn't give Patra a hug here. Just a couple more hits left, and there is that prize, that boomerang. And Bogey, yeah, he sees it now. That's the boomerang. That was the truthful hint. We'll see what he's up to now.
One of the biggest hazards of this style of flag set is tracking what you found and where you found.
Yeah, when you're dealing with sprite shuffle, that's a lot harder to do than vanilla game. You know, hard enough to do already as it is. But when you're dealing with a sprite shuffle, it can really get confusing at times.
We'll see what Bogey decides to do here.
I mean, his options, you know, as far as we're concerned, are kind of limited at this point. So, I mean, we haven't really, I mean, other than the dungeon that Jay Coper found, you know, we haven't really found any other dungeons to go with it. Well, he's going to try to burn this bush, but he won't be able to do so. Is the letter again. We don't know for sure what it is. It could be the power bracelet. It could be the magical key. We know it's not the jewelry now, as that was the item that was found in level 9. Looks like Bogey's heading back to Death Mountain to try and explore, find maybe more levels here, but you know, we really didn't find much here in Death Mountain.
Yeah, we really didn't find. We didn't explore much of the overworld in the overall. We didn't find a lot of items or dungeons even.
No, I mean we've only found 5 dungeons, you know, including level 9. That's it. That's got to be a record for the fewest dungeons in something like this before. I mean, obviously, you can have a situation where it's one and done. I mean, you know, we have the random percent tournament that's going on right now, and you could conceivably deal with a level 9 that's free, no Triforces needed, and you're done.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Holy Grail where I believe the sword can be the Holy Grail too. So I've seen us walk into, I've seen people walk into 9 and just, that's the first dungeon we've done.
Yep, you were correct about that. So, Bogey now back into level 5, I believe this is level 5. Yes.
Yeah, that has all the markings of that 5, so. Let's get the recorder in here, and I believe another heart container.
You're right, because Jay Coper had found the heart container along with that recorder. You were right. No, I just realized something. The enemy drops are shuffled.
Ooh.
So that thing I was talking about regarding blue Lionels dropping bombs, that's not true. And then here's the reason why. Did you just see that heart drop from that like?
I did.
That's not supposed to happen because they're in the no drop group in the vanilla game. So that's been shuffled as well. Of course, in Randomizer, it's one of those things you don't pay much attention to because, you know, you're used to seeing the vanilla drops, but it's been a long time since I've actually seen it. In fact, I think the last time I saw that was the last random percent tournament.
Yeah. That's a naval little flag. It's good fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, enemies that you normally wouldn't think about dropping items, they drop something. And then items that you think drop bombs, they drop nothing.
Next year we'll have to get Rick to choose Fun Percent, which gives you the items dropped.
Oh yes, what I like to call the finder's keepers seat, where what you find is what you keep. Anything can drop anything at any time. I mean, you could have a magical sword a minute in. Yeah, I love those seats. Yeah, that's definitely fun.
Yeah, I know. Some of our battle royales, we've got some madness in there. I know one of our frequent tournament submitters, Liquid Husband, likes to do that secret to everyone flag set. That's his bread and butter. That's a good time. So yeah, if you haven't checked those out, the battle royales, join the Z1 Art Discord and see what's going on with the Random Percent tournament too.
Absolutely. That one just got kicked off not too long ago, as Bogey does find the bomb hole here in level 5 in that NSU room. Now trying to get the strike on Manhandla, but only gets one of the pedals, down to one bomb left. And nice spare! Great shot.
Doing some fancy. Well, not so fancy at that point.
Well,
Dodging of the spike trap.
Well, when you're in an NSU room and, there's not really much navigation there and you can't see it, well, yeah, that's a tough one.
I think my least favorite still is to walk into those moat rooms with spike traps in the dark. Take like 5 hearts of damage before you realize what's going on.
Yeah, I wish Fred would get rid of those if he could, but those are no fun. But I guess that's what makes Zelda Randomizer challenging at times. You have one of those kind of rooms, and if you don't have the ladder, yeah, you're going to take a lot of damage. And if you have no jewelry and low arts, yeah, you're done.
Bogey in a very delicate situation here, dancing with this Lionel and like.
Did a nice job, though, able to stay alive, but still, ooh, that was close. Because they do 1 heart of damage. That would have been the end of Bogey if he would have ate one more bite of pancake there. Speaking of bites.
This room's looking for snacks, too.
And they get him. Yeah. Tough break there for Bogey. And you can see it. That death counter says it all. 11 deaths. It's been a rough go. I mean, I would say it's kind of been on the combat heavy side. Wouldn't you agree, Noristra?
Yeah, to a point. But yeah, I think the bigger issue is the items, just marking and tracking. That feels like a bigger thing here than
absolutely
than just the evil combat.
But yeah, I mean the combat is manageable if you know what you're doing, but it's still tough because you're dealing with high HP enemies, like these like blue Lionels, Wizrobes.
The set's not helping you with your memory any, and
no.
Yeah, it's a tough situation here, and Bogey is going to go ahead and forfeit here.
Yeah, tough break there for Bogey, but please get your GGs out for Bogey here. Put up a really good fight. Was in the right level for quite a bit of time, but just could not find the raft here. Also, please make sure you give all 4 of our runners tonight, Jay Coper, Thurwolf, Crystal Saver, and Bogey Smalls a follow. Tremendous Zelda Randomizer runners who do a lot of other things on stream as well. Of course, Crystal Saver, I still can't get over the fact he beat Breath of the Wild blindfolded. It still blows me away.
Yeah, Saber's playing stuff blindfolded. It's always a good time to watch. We'll see if we can get Bogey in here if he wants to chat about it. And if not, then we'll say our goodnights here and we'll send you off to wherever else we're going. But we'll give Bogey here just a moment to hop on.
While you're talking about that, the next Zelda Randomizer Weekly Showcase will be on Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern. No indication on what flag set we're going to use this week, but whatever it is, it's sure going to be a blast.
Oh, definitely. And it does look like Bogey is not going to join us. Yeah, I definitely understand that after that kind of frustrating situation. So, Laz, any final thoughts you want to wrap us up?
I do want want to point out that there is some other events going on. I think right now this still might be in progress, maybe not, but there is. We talk about the Zelda Randomizer on Speed Gaming 4. Actually, no, they just gave us a host, so I do believe that one is over with. There was a Zelda Randomizer race going on there. Speed Gaming 3 had the Link to the Past League Season 2, and Speed Gaming 5 has the Metroid Prime 2 Randomizer. Those are some events that might still be going on as well. But yeah, this was definitely an interesting race. You know, had the potential of being a jet seat if you were able to find things in the right order. I mean, Thorwolf absolutely destroying him tonight with his sub 40 time.
Oh, definitely. And yeah, it does look like Trent Gamer and Random Effect just kicked off on Speed Gaming 1. And Cantaloupe Me and Stun are going on Randomania 4 still. So we've got some Z1R if you're still looking for that action here on the Speed Gaming family of networks. Also, the Randomania family of networks hosting the Random Percent tournament here.
Absolutely here. So with that, I think that's going to draw our coverage to a close here on Speed Gaming 2. Once again, please make sure you give all 4 of our runners a follow tonight. Crystal Saver, Jay Coper, Thorwolf, and Bogey Smalls. Also our tracker, Trenton GL, and of course my commentator partner, Narastra. Make sure you give them a follow as well.
Toss Law's Cause fan a follow as well. He does an excellent job here supporting the Zelda 1 community. Is a fantastic Z1 runner himself, and yeah, good guy to hang out with.
Thanks, I really do appreciate that. So with that, that's going to do it for us tonight here on Speed Gaming 2. Till next time, I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you again on Sunday for more of the Randomizer Showcase.